When we factor polynomials, and remember the reason we factor polynomials is so we can eventually solve the quadratic equation. The quadratic equation is the equation where the highest power of the variable is 2. And the first method we learn for solving that kind of equation is a factoring method. And it requires us to be able to factor a polynomial. Well, when we are factoring polynomials, the first step we want to take in that factoring process is to examine the terms of the polynomial and see if there's a common factor we can divide out of each term. So in this first series of videos, I want to look at some polynomials, and all we're going to do with these polynomials is look for and divide out the common factor that we find in every term. As I examine these terms, and I concentrate first on the coefficients, I should notice that 6 is a factor of every one of those numbers. 6 is a factor of 6, 6 is a factor of 18, 6 is a factor of 30. So I can divide a 6 out of each of those terms. I also look to see if there's a common variable in every term. And in this instance, there is not. There's a variable here in these two terms, but not this term. So the only common factor we have is 6. So I write down that 6 in front of a large set of parentheses that encompasses the entire polynomial. Now, one at a time, I take these terms and divide them by 6 and put the quotients inside to create my new factored polynomial, the polynomial out of which I've factored the common factor 6. So 6x squared divided by 6 leaves x squared. Minus 18x divided by 6 would give me minus 3x. And plus 30 divided by 6 would give me plus 5. So here is the factorization of this polynomial after we have factored out the common factor of 6. That's very important to look for and divide out any common factors as your first step in any kind of factoring process.